They destroyed my $40,000 BMW, a car I worked 3 grueling years to afford, selling it like worthless junk. Not for medical bills, not for survival, but for crystal chandeliers, gold confetti, and a luxury venue for my cousin Emma's engagement celebration. I wasn't even on the guest list. When I discovered their betrayal, I didn't explode. I didn't break down. I simply went silent. Because this level of deception doesn't deserve tears. It demands calculated justice. I used to think blood meant everything. I sacrificed my youth supporting them. Covered rent when Uncle Mark lost his construction job. Handed Aunt Sarah grocery money when she claimed poverty. Even paid Emma's college debt when she maxed out her credit cards on designer clothes. The BMW was meant as my ultimate gesture, my way of saying, "Thank you for being my family, for everything you've done." They celebrated when I signed over the title. Aunt Sarah actually cried, calling me her guardian angel. Emma posted Instagram stories showing off her new ride. For one beautiful moment I felt valued, appreciated, truly loved. I had no idea I was feeding sharks. The truth emerged through social media. Emma's best friend posted celebration videos. Golden balloons everywhere, a live DJ, professional photographers, and there in the background, clear as daylight, my car's registration papers scattered across the planning table. They had liquidated it weeks earlier without a single word. I stared at those images until my blood turned ice cold. My sacrifice had become their party fund. I confronted nobody initially, because fury makes noise, but vengeance operates in shadows. After the celebration ended, they pretended nothing happened. Aunt Sarah even had the audacity to lecture me. Emma deserved this special moment. Stop being so materialistic. Your turn will come eventually. Materialistic. That word hit me like a physical blow. I had emptied my savings, worked double shifts, lived on instant noodles for months. Yet somehow I was the selfish one. That moment crystallized my decision. If they viewed me purely as an ATM, then I would close that account permanently. Phase 1 was strategic withdrawal. I stopped answering their financial SOS calls, stopped covering their emergencies, watched their bills accumulate, felt their growing desperation. They assumed I was having a tantrum. They gossiped about my ungrateful attitude. I smiled privately. Let them speculate. Phase 2 was surgical precision. Emma's student loans that I had co-signed. Aunt Sarah's mortgage where I was guarantor. Uncle Mark's business loan with my collateral. I held all the legal power to withdraw support. And I exercised it methodically, quietly, devastatingly. Phase 3 required patience. I waited for their inevitable return, their moment of desperate need. I didn't wait long. 6 weeks later, Aunt Sarah cornered me at a family barbecue. Her voice carried familiar entitlement disguised as sweetness. "My birthday's approaching fast. I really want that new Tesla Model Y. You'll handle the purchase, right?" Emma giggled behind her as if my existence served their luxury demands exclusively. I looked directly into her eyes, perfectly calm, completely controlled. "Absolutely, Aunt Sarah. You'll receive precisely what you've earned." She beamed with satisfaction. She completely missed the dangerous undertone of my promise. The appointed day arrived. I escorted her to the Tesla dealership. She practically bounced with excitement, pointing at premium features, leather interiors, every expensive upgrade imaginable. She didn't notice the salesperson's knowing expression, already briefed on our arrangement. When the contracts appeared, I pushed them toward her. "Happy early birthday, Aunt Sarah. Your signature goes here." She signed eagerly without reading anything, blinded by greed to notice the crucial details. This wasn't a purchase agreement. This was a high-interest lease exclusively in her name. No down payment contribution from me. Just her legally bound to monthly payments she absolutely couldn't afford. Her expression shifted when the salesperson cheerfully announced, "Congratulations! Your new Tesla arrives Thursday. First payment of $800 due in 30 days. She whipped toward me, terror creeping in. "You promised you'd buy it." I shrugged casually. I promised you'd get what you deserved. Car. Everything else is your responsibility now. Her face went completely white. Emma cursed loudly. And I walked away, holding my own keys, not theirs anymore. Everything collapsed rapidly after that. The student loan payments vanished. Emma got academically suspended. The credit cards went into default. Aunt Sarah's phone buzzed constantly with collection agencies. The Tesla lease payments buried them financially. Late fees multiplied like cancer. Then came the flood of calls. 50, 60 desperate messages daily. Begging, pleading, promising change. I ignored every single one. For the first time ever, they experienced the crushing weight I had carried for years. And me. I was finally liberated. Not consumed by anger, not drowning in resentment, just completely free. Because betrayal isn't healed through screaming arguments or dramatic confrontations. It's resolved when the betrayers realize they systematically destroyed the only person who consistently lifted them up. They wanted me as their provider, their safety net, their personal bank account. Now they understand what existence looks like without my support. I gave them everything once upon a time. Now I've given them absolutely nothing except the one gift they truly earned through their actions. The harsh lesson that even family bonds can shatter permanently. And that I never make the same mistake twice.